Today we're looking at math lesson 12.3, measure time intervals. I can use lapse time when I know the start time and the end time. So lapse time is how long is it from this point to this point. So how long is it from 10:30 to 12:45 or 12:50? Okay. Okay, so today we're going to figure out how long, like maybe I'd say, how long is it from when we leave for lunch at 11:10 until we get back from lunch at 11:50, and you would need to figure that out. Okay, so Jan and her science club take a train from town at 12 p.m. So that's lunchtime. Okay, and arrive at a science fair at 12:30 p.m. They look at the projects, then they take the train back for 30 minutes and arrive in town at 3:30 p.m. How long was Jan's club at the science fair? So there's a lot of things in play here. We need to look at what time they left their school, how long the train ride was, right? And the time that they got back home. Okay? So we're going to do this as a number line. It says show one way to find the amount of time. So we're going to draw a number line on our paper. And what time did they leave? 12 o'clock. So we're going to draw our number line. And we're going to make this first point on it 12 o'clock p.m. Okay? And what did they do then? That's when they leave town. We're going to put on our number line. We're going to end it at 3:30. Why would we end it at 3:30? That is when they returned, right? They got back to town. Whoops. 3:30 p.m. Okay, and that is when they arrived in town. Well, A-R-R-I-V-E-D. Okay, that's when they arrived in town. Now, so we're going to go by 30-minute marks on our number line. So we're going to have 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 2:30, 3. Okay, so we're going to label those. This is 12:30. This is 1 o'clock. And we're all in the p.m. This is 1:30. This is 2 o'clock. This is 2:30. And this one is 3 o'clock. Okay? Okay, give me a thumbs up when you have it. Now, so how much time is between each line? How much time is it from this line to this line? 30 minutes. Okay, now the question is, how long was Jan's club at the Science Museum? Well, they weren't at the science. What time did they arrive at the Science Museum? They left town at 12:30 and it took them 30 minutes. 12:30. So 12:30 is travel time. So this one that they arrive at the science, I guess it's a science fair. So at 12:30 they arrived at the science fair. Now let's look at the other end of this. They arrived home at 3:30. So what time would they have left the science fair? How long did it take them to get back home? Right. So they would have left the science fair at 3:30 or 3 o'clock. You could write that below there. I'm just going to put SF for science fair. So they left the science fair at 3. Because the question is, how long were they there? So if we make our hops and we start at 12:30 because that's when they got there, and we do one hop till 1 o'clock, that's 30 minutes. 1 to 1:30 is how many minutes?
30.
And we're going to add these all together in the end. 1:30 to 2 is 30. 2 to 2:30 is what?
30.
And 30 to 3 o'clock then. So how many 30s do we have? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
So let's use what we know about multiplication.
Wait,
We can, or we can add, we can say, well, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Or we can say 5 times 3 is what?
15.
And then add back our 0. So how many? It's 150 minutes. But how many hours is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4. No, 5.
We can circle this, right? We can circle this. This is how many hours? 1. This is how 30 minutes plus 30 minutes is 60 minutes. So that's another hour, and then we have 30 minutes. So these are each an hour. So 2 hours and 30 minutes. Another thing you can do is take 150 minutes and divide it by 60. So 60 goes in there twice, right? Which would be 120, and then you would have 30 minutes left over.
Yeah.
So 2 hours and 30 minutes is your answer. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay? We're going to go on to the next page. Build your understanding.
Okay.
Bob's chess game starts at 4:05. The game ends at 4:38. How long does the game last? How can you show the start time and the end time and how many minutes pass? Show your work. So we're going to draw those times on the clock. Okay? And it starts at 4:05. So where's our minute hand going to be? 5 minutes after the hour. We should be on the 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's your longest hand, so make it reach the minute. Now, it's only 5 minutes after 4, so is our hand going to be, where's the hour hand going to be? On the 4 or a little bit past, right? Okay. 5:04. Did everybody get that?
Yep.
So just a little bit before the 4 or after the 4.
5:04.
4:04. Did I say 5:04? 4:04. Okay. Now, what time did it end? Does it say?
4:38.
Okay, let's figure out. Yeah. That's when we started at 4:05. Okay. 4:38. So how are we going to get to 38 minutes after the hour? What do we know about 6? How many hours? 6 is 30 minutes after the hour, right? So how many more minutes do we need to count after the 6? 8 more minutes. So we can say from 6 to 7 is 5 minutes, right? And then 6, 7, 8. So our minute hand should come down. Oh my. The minute hand should come down to 3 marks after the 7. Okay? Now, when it's halfway at 6, then our hour hand should be halfway between 4 and 5, right? So we're going to draw our hour hand approximately halfway, but a little bit closer to 5.
Yep,
Oops, that's kind of long.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it wants to know how long the game lasts. So now we have to, it says, how do you know where to start counting? How do we know where to start counting? What time does it start? Okay, so we should start the time at 4:05. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that in. Okay, so the start time is 4:05. The minute hand's pointing to the 1. We already talked about that. So I will start counting at the 1. So what numbers are we going to count by? 5. And then what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to count by 1s, right? Okay, so let's use this clock that has the end time. We're going to start at 1, we said. We're going to say 5. I'm listening. 2, 10, 20. Oh my, let's try again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33. So how long does it take them to get there? Or what were we doing? I forgot. The chess game, 33 minutes. Okay, let's talk about B says, what numbers can you count by? And we can count by 5s and then 1s, right? So we just put in words what we did. We can count by 5s and then 1s, and we listed those numbers. Now it says, how long does the chess game last? What did we figure it was? 33 minutes, right? So 33, oh, my computer is 33 minutes, and then the elapsed time, the time that passed while we were there, is 33 minutes. Let's read our little box. It says elapsed time is the amount of time that passes from the start of an activity to the end. Now we're kind of running short on recording time, so we're going to go to the step it out. And you go ahead, if you're at home, read this, and then come back and look for the answers. Okay, so we went down on our number line. We started at 10:12. We skipped 3 minutes, 3 1-minute time periods to 10:15 because it's easier to multiply or skip count by 5 numbers with ending 5. Then we added 30 to get to 10:45. Then we added 5 to get to 10:50, and then we added 4 minutes. So we've got to add all this up. What is 30 plus 5?
25.
Plus 4?
39.
Plus 3? 39 plus 3, 42. Okay, so A says what can you count by, and we know we can count by 1 minute and 5 minutes. Then we figured our time, so it says I can add the number of minutes for each jump to find the lapse time, 3, 30, 5, and 4 to add 42 minutes. Go ahead and work your check understanding and then come back to the recording. Okay, so on number 1 on check your understanding, I had them go ahead and mark the 57 and then count around by 5s until you got to the 11. On the second one, they had you use the number line. So we added 10 minutes each time until we got where we needed smaller. So number 2 is 38 minutes. Number 1 was 42 minutes.
Here, this is for spiral on the back.